Do you still find it difficult when doing an acrylic application? Well, I got you. Hi nail lovers, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, kindly subscribe, and if you're old, thank you. You're an OG. First things first, I'm going to be doing my pop-off method on my practice finger. I have a detailed tutorial on my TikTok channel, but I'm going to do same here for those of you who haven't watched that video. So you need a piece of tissue and then glue. You stick it on your practice finger. As soon as you're done with your design or whatever you want to use it for, you can just pop it off. These are the items I'm going to need for my acrylic application. First would be my tissue. Second, my acrylic powder. I mix this powder myself. Third, my practice finger. Fourth will be my acrylic brush. This is a size 14 brush. And last but not the least, my Ease Flow monomer. First of all, if you don't know how to pick an acrylic bead, this is how to do so. So when you dip your brush into the liquid, make sure you dab one side of the brush. As soon as you do that, the liquid goes to the other side of the brush, and that is where you're going to use to pick the bead. So just as I'm doing, I dip, I dab, and then I go in to pick my bead. And make sure you don't dip the brush into the powder. You have to pick it at a certain angle. You need to also check your room temperature when doing an acrylic application. If your bead is too dry, it means you have to put your monomer in a fridge to keep it cold a bit. And if your bead is too runny or you can't mold it as well, you can pour a bit of acetone inside to balance the temperature of the monomer. So because of my beginner nail techs, I'm going to be doing a 3-bead method. You make sure the first bead you are picking isn't too far from the tip of the nail and not too close to the tip of the nail. You need to also check the liquid to powder ratio of your bead and the consistency of your bead. So with this bead that I have, it can be molded. So I'm going to go ahead and mold that gently to the tip of the nail. So whilst you are gently molding and gently beating it, you are dragging it also a bit to the tip of your nail, just as I'm doing in the video. For the second bead, we are going to put it slightly above the line of the first bead. Slightly above. You gently beat it as well. Whilst beating and molding it, you are dragging it down to melt with the second bead. So as you can see, there is no line between the first bead and the second bead. For the third bead also, you repeat the same process slightly above the second bead. You know, it's like a bridge you are building, so you take it step by step by step. For the cuticle area, we are going to pick a small bead. You gently place that bead around the space of the cuticle, and then use the tip of your brush to push that acrylic into the cuticle area. You make sure the bead doesn't touch the skin of the client. Okay, and whilst you are using the tip of your brush to push that bead into the cuticle area, you're also gently blending and molding your bead. So this is how your application has to look like after going through the method and the steps that I just used. I also think one good thing about a good application is the fact that when you are filing, you don't do too much because your application is already smooth. So once you take your file, you don't overwork yourself with filing, making your job faster. Okay, because imagine having lumps in your application. You're going to spend lots of time filing just to make that nail look very smooth. So now that I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and then file both sides of the nail, and then use my e-file, the sanding band, to cut a C curve around the tip of my nail. It's optional. Most clients do not like the C curve, but those who do, I use the sanding band to carve the C curve around the tip, just to keep that shape crisp and nice. I go ahead to use my hand file to go over the tip again because I like my square looking very crisp and looking like a square. No rounding corners. Yeah, period. So this is the final product of the application and the filing process. I hope you have been following the steps and you're going to put it to practice, because practice makes man perfect. Okay, so I hope this video has been helpful. You've learned a lot. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, nail lovers. See you in my next video.